Hello guys, welcome back to Blender Point. My name is Sujat and this is a tutorial on how to create fake liquid simulations. So let's begin. So as you can see from the video that is being played at this moment, see how the liquid is pouring out of this Zen into the cup, and that's a animation that you would be able to make within Eevee itself. So that's amazing to see it by itself. So let's begin the work. So let's go to our Blender, trusted Blender software. For that, let me just do that. Now what I have here is a test scene already running in the computer, in the Blender itself. So here what is happening is, if I skip through, you would see the water being formed, and if I go to the rendered view, you would be able to see, since I do not have any lights, let me bring a couple of lights. I'll use my trusted add-on that I created myself, self plugin. So let's just put something over here. I'll use a HDRI setup. Here I'll go ahead and set this existing HDRI and put it to transparent. So now you see we already have some great lighting over here. Now we can actually tweak all the systems and everything to change how this looks, and we can actually go ahead and check on the ray tracing and let the shaders cook for a moment. So yeah, once we do that, you would be able to see quite a lot of difference in the render quality. Anyways, so this is just a test scene that I have created, so nothing more to it, but you can do it yourself. How? I'll show it to you right now. So now what we are going to do is, we need to just create a cube, bring it to y-axis because that space is already being used, so I'm not going to do that. Now this is just a basic setup that you need to do. After that, everything is just a copy of itself. So I would like to emphasize on this part more, so let's do that. So now what we have, first let us apply the scales, since we scaled it up. Right now let's bring another meta ball. So here I have the meta ball. Let's bring it to the y-axis and keep it over here. So now you see I have a cube, this is the cube, and this is the meta ball, right? So what we need to do is, we need to parent the meta ball to the cube. So we select the meta ball first and then the cube, and press Ctrl P and set the parent to object. Now you see the meta ball is a child of this cube. Now we can go to the object property and check this vertices on. Now you see you get those meta balls right here. Okay, now that is not the end of the whole game. Now we need to set this up with a geometry node. So for that I have already created a geometry node, so I'll just add this geometry node modifier to the stack and then select this geometry nodes setup. Now you see, if I move this around, and go closer, you would see the stream of this stream has already been created by this geometry node. So I'll just show you the setup. This is a very small setup. If I go through it once, you would be able to know how it's working. So now you see, you can just take this okay. The first thing that you need to do is you need to take this cube over here and select that, and only then try and rotate this object. And one more thing, while doing it, I'll suggest you just disable this geometry node. So now we move this, we press R, and then we rotate this on the y-axis to 90 degree. Now let's apply and see how it went. Yes, now you see this has been rotated to the 90 degree angle and it's currently at this position. Now we can use the other, this box as well. So for that, let me first show you how this works. So if we select this cube and we zoom in, what we have simply is a Bezier segment. Then I have a resample curve which has been keyed in to get this so I have keyframed it so that I can get this effect here. Now then what I have done is I've put it through a instance on point node and then put the metaball that we parented as an object to the scene as the as the object that has to be put through as an instance. And here I have checked on to the pick instances, and this one as instances I have already checked this as well. And this is a little bit of an issue. All you need to do is you will have to, whenever you change something, you will have to seek back and then play to get the results there, right? To get the results to show up properly. So and here these are the only 4 nodes that we are using as the generator, and the rest of the things that we have are all attributes and textures that we are running through to get this bendy look to this mesh. So here again I have a scene time node, then I have divided it by the vector. Any vector would do. It would like the more the vector is, the the speed is you can control your speed by dividing the frame with some kind of a vector. So that I have found out. So I have used that. Then I have connected to the W and I have used a 4D noise texture to actually translate all the position of this translate and scale all the metaballs that are here inside this Bezier curve. So for that I have set it through a noise texture, then subtracted it to using a vector to 0.5 at all directions so that the thing stays at the center. So that's how you do that. Then we apply a scale value and we use a translate instance and plug the translate value to the translation socket, and that's how this is made. Similarly what we can do is we can actually create this part as well. So for that, all I need to do is we need to go ahead and select this cube over here, change this to this node. Then what we get is a cube, right? animated cube. And the only thing that I've done is I've animated the scale of this cube so that it looks like it's going up. That's the basic thing that I've done. And how this is done, this cube is made, is fairly simple as well. So this is the cube that we are talking about. Okay, and here what we have is the same thing. We have a instance on point, we have a translate instances. The only difference is we are using the same geometry input as this cube, and we are putting it through a distribute points on the face node, and we are using the same noise texture over here and dividing it with another vector of a similar kind, then using a 4D texture to scale and translate this geometry. So this is a very compact thing that you can use, and it is a very performant setup as well. So I hope you enjoy this, and thank you so much for listening. See you on the next video.